know what happens when you eat raisins? You're stuck in your teeth. Yeah. Alright, guys. So, I'm wearing my favorite color. Actually have makeup on. Believe it or not. Even maybe we can't see it. And my hair has been straightened. And all of this is to help me battle fatigue. So, hi. I'm Wendy, your favorite uninvited cancer host. And I am here today to just talk about my week and how I've been feeling and how fatigue is real. It is so real. And what can we do about it? So, right? Let's dig right in. Let's just get out the shovels, bring your Kleenex, and let's do this job together, shall we? All right. This week. So I don't know if it's because it's week 3 of the Ninlaro. Probably is. I don't know if it's because the nausea has also been out of control this week. Probably is. But I'm tired. And my heart is on my sleeve. And I'm crying for no reason. And we need to talk about it. So it's a week like any other week. It's not been an overwhelming week by any stretch of the means. It's, doing laundry, doing videos, doing editing. I don't know why I've had audio issues this week. For some reason, I think I'm recording and I get a whole, a lot done. And then, and I've checked and it looks like it's recording, but then it's not. There's no audio. So, okay, we'll check that off the list. So, I'm on week 3. I'm nauseous. And it's weird because it's not like in the morning. It's like in the middle of the afternoon. And it hits and then I just want to take a nap. And hubby even brought me a Sonic this week because he texted and said, I'm on my way home. Do you need anything? And I was like, oh, a Sonic Sprite. Oh my gosh. That did the trick. That helped. I just did a video and it made me cry. And I'm still sniffling about it. But you're never going to see it because there's no audio. It's crazy. So anyway, so here I am. Week 3. Nauseous. Just battling the fatigue. And audio issues. And my sweet neighbors were having some bushes trimmed up, and it just happens to be another neighbor who has a tree trimming business, and so he was the one doing the trimming, and they call and they ask if I can move my car. Why would that bother anybody? That should never bother anybody. Well, let me tell you about this car. It happens to be my daddy's car. As you follow through my cancer journey, you'll find out that we lost Mama in June of 19. And then I was diagnosed in September 4th of 2020. And then we lost Daddy in January of 2021, like 6 weeks before I was going in for my stem cell transplant. So your whole world is upside down. And so my daddy had left my brother and I each a Mercedes. No, not that way. Daddy worked hard his whole life, and he'd always wanted to own a Mercedes. And the first one he got was an 89, I want to say 89 SLR. I'll show you pictures of her. Her name's Ruby. And he left that one to me, and he left a different one to my brother. And so it was after my stem cell transplant and after all the trying to get better and heal and everything. And we finally got Ruby started. And we drove her over from Daddy's house, about 3 miles from here. And we parked her beside the side of the house and covered her up. And she hasn't moved. And it's, you know, you're grieving. That's a piece of my daddy's dream that he lived out, and I certainly don't want. I'm not ready. She's a part of this channel. She is a part of what I want this channel to be. I want to show her, and I want to get her fixed up and pretty and ready for rides about town. She's just a gorgeous Jennifer Heart to Heart, if you know that show. That's who she is, and we want to put the top down and take her for rides on the back roads. And so she's going to be a part of this channel eventually. She'll be a part of the story, but I'm not ready yet. And so when someone asks if you can do something, and it's a very innocent ask, but it was in my body, it was a trauma. It was a slap of grief, you know. Go meet your grief head on. Do it now. And so when I went outside to talk to the neighbors and be like, you know, she's not in any condition to be moved. Her battery's dead and tires are low. I mean, things can happen, sure. Well, that should have been of course, yeah, if we need to move her, we can move her. But I went outside like this. Like, I don't know if we can move her. I'm not in any mental state to move her. And those sweet neighbors saw right through my grief and managed to get it done without moving her. But I'm still really upset about it. And they didn't do anything wrong, and this is nothing on them. It's just me meeting my grief. And would this have happened if it had been week 1? Would I have reacted like this if I wasn't so tired? If I didn't feel like I was already walking through 4 feet of mud every day? I'm not sure. The other things that happened this week is a meeting with some colleagues who I used to work with. As many of you know, the reason that I even started this channel, other than my doctors keep telling me, hey Wendy, you have such a good attitude. You please, help other people. You could, be a support group or start a channel, help. Just tell your story so that people could see, that you could do it. You can make it through this. And, well, then I got laid off in May. And that's why I started the channel, is because I said, oh, maybe this is, bright light, silver lining me. Maybe this is the way that I'm supposed to make my living now, is to help people and do what I love, cooking and organizing. And, I was a project manager for almost 15 years for this company. But anyway, I had lunch with these colleagues. Some of them still work for the company, some of them don't. And one of the colleagues, very innocently, and asking, how are you? And what are your plans since you were laid off? And I say, I'm doing this channel. And they looked at me and were like, that's so brave. And again, smack. The trauma was really like, I wasn't sure. They didn't mean it any other way. But I took it, like, oh, what do you mean brave? Did I ask to be laid off? Bravery isn't, I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing. I didn't ask to be laid off. I didn't ask for the cancer. I'm forced to go through this. This is hey, here's your life path. Take it. So when you hear the word brave, you're like, okay. But would I have reacted that way? I mean, I walked out of that lunch like perturbed. Would I have acted that way if I'd been so tired? If I'd been that fatigued, would that have happened? Yesterday, I happened to go over a girlfriend's house, and she's on a Zoom call with a colleague, someone that I used to work with very closely. And so we just swing into conversation, Hi, how are you? It's good to see you, again, talking over the channel. And so good to see this person. But it also hit me trauma, because I had an opportunity to branch off with this colleague and go into another division, or branch off and go another direction. And I chose to go, you pick a path, right? I chose this way. Well, that ended up being the division that got laid off. And so I'm looking and I'm thinking, I'm kind of feeling like that. I don't know what the name of that movie is, but I'll find it. I'll put it in here, where she's riding a train and she happens to get off at the wrong stop, or she gets off at a different stop, and suddenly her life path is this. And if she had gone on this stop, it would have been this way. And it's like, oh my God, what is going on? Why am I feeling like this? Why is the fatigue? And I said, I'm just thinking this morning, and I was thinking yesterday, and I was thinking the day that the trees got trimmed, and I was asked to move Daddy's car. I need to talk about this. I need to come here and share my thoughts and let you guys see that it's not always happy. It's not always rainbows and butterflies. That to be a whole person, you have to have a little bit of anger and a little bit of fear and a little bit of grief and a little bit of hope and a little bit of love and a little bit of dreaminess, and all of that makes you a whole person. And all of that you have to recognize, feel it, settle with it, and move forward with it, So the fatigue and the grief, yeah, you gotta go through it. You gotta, like going on a bear hunt. We're going on a grief hunt. We're going on a fatigue hunt. when we go through it. Yes, we can. It is a part of your life. It is a part of what happens. And I want to be able to share with people that are hurting, that are going through this, that are fighting a disease. Or fighting, I hate that word too. Why do we say that? Again, it's not our choice. We're dealing with it. And every day is a new day, and every day is a different day, and every day is a day to see what happens next. And my belief is that, yes, you have the sad days, you have the fatigue, but the next day could be better. And if the next day is not better, the next day could be better. And you have to give yourself the opportunity to sit in the funk and say, yep, I'm here, I'm in the funk, I'm feeling it. But then also look for the light, look for your way. Even if it's just, we're going to take 5 minutes and go out in the car and play my favorite song as loud as it'll go. Put on your earbuds, you could do the same thing. We're going to go have coffee on the back porch and watch the birds. We're going to go pet the dog. We're going to look at Buddy back there living his best life. We're celebrating Buddy's birthday. His birthday was this week, and I've never done that before. I've never celebrated like that. You know, you tell the dog, it's your birthday, happy birthday. Or, how old is that dog? I don't know, 14, 15, whatever. Buddy turned 2 this week. And I'm putting together his banner that says, it's my birthday, mother puppers, because I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And I'm putting it together at the kitchen table, and I'm like, I'm so tired. Why is this taking so long? I'm so tired. So you know what I've done this week? I've taken it easy. I've told the kids I'm tired. Mom's tired. I've told hubby I'm tired. I'm emotionally zapped. I've sat in my feelings. I've recognized my feelings. And I've decided the next day could be a better day. Now, truth be told, it's 4 days in and I'm still feeling pretty crummy, but I'm going to make it work because the weekend is coming. And that means time with hubby. And that makes me really happy. So find the joy. Find it, even if it's a ladybug. Even if it's going to the mailbox and feeling the sun on your face. Allow yourself the fatigue. Allow yourself to rest. Maybe you cook a lighter dinner this week. Maybe you get takeout. Maybe it's just a ham sandwich. Don't force yourself. The house did not get dusted this week. The house did not get vacuumed this week. I did water the plants. But give yourself the grace to say, it's not this week. But don't make the mistake of staying in that cesspool. You need to see as a whole person all of those feelings. So you feel it, but you don't stay in it. You have to move up and out. Again, we'll get through it. Tomorrow will be a better day. And if I've helped in any way, if this talk has been anything to anyone, then I'm in the right place and I'm doing the right journey, right? I'm actually doing what I want to do. That's make people not make people, just help. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm helping. That's, I used to, when I taught preschool, I would tell the little kiddos when they would use their hands, kids, they don't know, they get pushy, get out of my way, I'm playing with this toy, whatever. And I would tell the kiddos, your hands were not made for hurting, they were made for helping. And that's what I want to do. That's why I'm here. So, this is good to see you. Hopefully this recording recorded so that you can hear me and I can get this out. Anyway, if you like this, I shouldn't say if you like this. I'm asking you to please like this content. Please subscribe and please share with someone who you think might need this little, understanding of it's okay, and it's okay to feel what you feel, and you should feel what you feel, but don't stay where you feel. You gotta move up. All right, so onward and upward, as they say, and we will watch this channel grow. I'm marking it today. We have 82 subscribers. Let's try to get to 100. That would make me really happy. That would be a good onward and upward. Let's do 100. All right. We'll talk to you later, everyone. Thank you for letting me vent. It does help. We'll talk to you later. Bye.